Hi, I was just thinking as I was watching the last video, Alcoholics Anonymous has helped me tremendously. Actually, it saved my life. I'd be dead if I hadn't found it. There's some great stuff in here, and it's not just due to the alcoholic. It's life. So I'm going to read it so I can find peace right now, and maybe I can help others, because if I can help others find peace, that will help me. I love to read, I love to share, so I'm going to share. The first thing I'm going to share is it's called the third step prayer. Many of us said to our Maker, as we understood Him, whatever God may be to you, or a higher power. I'll say higher power. God, I offer myself to Thee, to build with me and to do with me as Thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self, that I may better do Thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of Thy power, Thy love, and Thy way of life. May I do Thy will always. Then there is if we are painstaking about this development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom, a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we will have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurities will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but they will always materialize if we work for them. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person at once? Were we kind and loving for it all? What could we have done better? Were we thinking of ourselves most of the time, or were we thinking of what we could do for others, or what we could pack into the stream of life? But we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection, for that would diminish our usefulness to others. After making the review, we ask God forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. On awakening, let us think about the next 24 hours ahead. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. Under these conditions, we can employ our mental facilities with assurance, for after all, God gave us brains to use. Our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane. When our thinking is clear of wrong motives. In thinking about the day, we might face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here we ask God for inspiration. In intuitive thought or decision, we relax and take it easy. We do not struggle. We are often surprised on how the right answers come after we have tried this for a while. What used to be the hunch or the and occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind. And lastly, what I want to read, well, not lastly, but is at last acceptance proved to be the key to my drinking problem. After I had been around AA for 7 months, tapering off alcohol and pills, not finding the program working very well, I was finally able to say, okay, God, it is true that I, of all people, strange as it may seem, and even though I didn't give permission, really am an alcoholic of sorts. And it's all right with me. Now what am I going to do? When I stopped living in the problem and looked for the solution, began living in the answer, and the problem went away. From that moment on, I have not had a single compulsion to drink. Amen. That is so true. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some place, person, thing, or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me, and I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I can accept my alcoholism, I cannot stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need not to concentrate so much on me, but what needs to be changed. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world, as to what needs to be changed in me and in my attitudes. So that is it. That is a little bit of what I live for. Thank you.